Man, this ALCS is going to be some great offensive fireworks. You got the Houston Astros at home in the American League Championship Series taking on the Boston Red Sox. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Mana Sports Talk. I'm your host Manav, and in this video I'm sharing my preview and prediction of the 2021 American League Championship Series between the Houston Astros and the Boston Red Sox. You know, the funny thing is it's a matchup with the two teams that did the sign stealing, so it's funny. Great job, MLB. I really hope you like this game. But either way, it's going to be a lot of fun this series. Let me tell you guys, it's going to be a very offensive showdown. Boston Red Sox, top 3 offense in MLB. The Astros, the best offense in the MLB throughout that regular season. 2 high-powered offenses going head-to-head. It's going to be so much fun, and it's just going to be a lot of offense to watch. Should be a lot of fun. And obviously, the first news coming out was that Lance McCullers Jr., the news came out today that with that forearm tightness, he will not be able to pitch this ALCS. That really hurts us, unfortunately. We're just sad to see that happen, but let's just hope that we have our guys. We can get it done. We have good enough pitching. We can beat the Red Sox even without Lance, although I'd love to see him pitch in that Game 4. We're going to miss him, but let's get it done no matter what. Now we're going to be starting off with the Game 1 starter, Fraumber Valdez. Fraumber did struggle in Game 2 against the White Sox in the ALDS. In 4.1 innings, he gave up 7 hits and 4 earned runs. I think he will have a better Game 1. I think it was that, that crowd, it was hyped up. It was first time experiencing it. I think it had something to do with that. But, Fraumber's really going to have to step up. Without Lance, he's going to have to be the ace that we know him to be and that he was last season for us. Last season, he was great in the postseason with a 3-1 record and a 3.52 ERA in that postseason with a 1.08 WHIP. He was incredible in that postseason last year, and I hope he can become that again this year. He's going to have to step up in this Game 1. It's an important game to win, and I think he will be more comfortable. And then Luis Garcia, he's going to be the Game 2 starter. Luis is still a rookie. He might win Rookie of the Year. Again, he had a way too short of a leash in that Game 3 when Dusty just pulled him out at a 2.2 innings. He gave up 3 runs that game. But I think Luis will be more comfortable now that he'll be in a home setting. And then that also sets him up for a potential Game 6. And that will be at home, so he should be more comfortable in Minute Maid Park pitching. This season, he was just great. Blew past his record innings pitch with 155 innings. And he was 11-8 with a 3.48 ERA this season. And he should be a lot more comfortable doing that El Pasito Garcia on the mound. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Luis has a 2.74 ERA at home compared to a 4.24 ERA on the road. So that tells you why I think he might be better. And moving on to the Game 3 starter, that's going to be Jose Urquidy. Now, Jose hasn't pitched he hasn't pitched at all this postseason so far. I'm just wondering, it's going to be almost 2 weeks since he will pitch in that Game 3. Is there going to be rustiness? That's what I'm a little bit worried about. Is he going to be in the zone or not? Because a guy like Urquidy loves to pitch in the zone, which is what I like as well. Jose has been a great road pitcher throughout his career, most famously that 2019 World Series Game 4, where he was marvelous against the Washington Nationals. He's going to be doing Game 3, and I trust him to get it done in Fenway Park. The Astros have had success in Fenway Park, beating the Red Sox 5-2 in the 7 games that they've played this season, winning 3-1 over here in Minute Maid Park, and 2-1 over there in Fenway. So they've been great. But, the one thing with Jose, he does have a tendency to give up homers, but I'm comfortable with him pitching. And now, Zach Greinke. Game 4 is where it's really up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen because Lance was originally probably going to do that Game 4. So we don't know what's going to happen. Personally, I think it should be Zach Greinke who should do that Game 4. Obviously, with that neck injury, it came off the IL. I don't know how much is he going to do. But if he can give us a good 4 innings pitch, I'd be really happy with that. You want Zach on this team, especially on the road environment. He's done it for years, so experienced. In that Game 3, he was thrown into a high leverage situation. I thought he did the best he could. And I think, pitching after some time, I think he's going to be okay if he gets a start. right in that game 4. And I think Christian Javier should jump in as well to piggyback Zach Greinke. Javier has been really good, was really good in that ALDS game 3. He's going to be a big key in this series considering you don't have Lance McCullers Jr. He's going to have to be that long reliever who can do maybe 3 to 4 innings that we need from him, especially in that game 4. I think it's going to be very critical in that game. This season he has a 3.03 ERA and 75 strikeouts and only 59 innings, which is really outstanding. And then another guy I want to talk about is Jake Odorizzi. I think Odo has a chance to have put in a roster spot in the ALCS, considering those innings we would need out of him. I think Dusty should take out Brooks Raley and put in Jake Odorizzi, because Odorizzi guy who can give you 3 to 4 innings, solid innings, and someone who could be inserted to give you more long relief, something that you need, considering LMJ is not available, right? That's just my thoughts on it. And if Ryan Stanek, he's going to get a lot more opportunities. I think he's done well so far in this postseason. And now I want to talk about the Red Sox. Obviously, that offense, they were top 3 in offense this season, and they've been by far the best offense in the postseason with 32 runs and 63 hits. The Astros have 31 runs, so they're just underneath. We'll see if the Red Sox can keep up with us in the offensive department. So far, Xander Bogaerts, Kike Hernandez, and Rafael Devers have been the big 3 for the Red Sox, with Alex Verdugo coming in as well as JD Martinez. So this offense is loaded. And you add Kyle Schwarber and Christian Vasquez, who had that 2-run walk-off home run in Game 3 against the Rays. I mean, this team won 3 games to 1 against a 100-win Rays. That's not an easy thing to do. So this team is very, very, very dangerous. Bogaerts has hit 350 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs so far this postseason. Devers has been an absolute monster for the Red Sox this season. 2 homers and 6 RBIs so far, including that big monster 3-run home run in Game 4. He's hitting 300 so far, but in the regular season he was just a tank, hitting 38 home runs and 113 RBIs for Rafael Devers with a 279 average. Devers has just been the MVP for this team. And then Kike Hernandez just flipped the switch in this postseason. Absolute tear. Hit that walk-off sac fly in Game 4. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 10 hits so far for Enrique in that ALDS. Kyle Schwarber has been so dangerous with those homers leading off. And then JD Martinez, he's been great in the regular season. He had some big hits in Game 2. Verdugo has been very productive for the Red Sox this postseason. So, you have a lot of offense on this team for the Red Sox, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Astros are going to be pitching towards them, considering the Astros pitching, is going to have to be very, very good. The series is really going to come down to whether the Astros can continue to hit or not. And, we'll see what they can do. I think Jose, he's starting to heat up. Look out for Jose to have a pretty good game. Kyle Tucker, he's going to also be a very important key. He has to keep it going, just like he did in the ALDS. He's so key for us. Yordan Alvarez, can he hit some over the monster in Fenway Park a couple of times? That I want to see. Yordan, he's got into, honestly, a bit of a slump recently. Can he get back to getting those big hits? And then, I trust Carlos to do what he does every postseason. And then, we need Alex Bregman and Michael Brantley to continue to produce. And then most importantly, Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel hasn't done much in that ALDS. He wasn't productive last postseason. Hasn't been productive this postseason, even though he's been the batting champion. Come on, Yuli, you got this, La Pina. You show them. Kendall Graveman, I really, I think he needs to get better. Not hit pitchers, not hit batters. Obviously, I think he's getting slightly better. Phil Maton is going to be great. Presley as well. And then adjusting center field, if Jake can't play, we have Chaz. And, I love Jake. I think he should be our center fielder, but Chaz is, a pretty good substitute. We'll see. It's not going to be a Jake Myers, but hopefully Jake will come back soon. That's what I hope. But now here's my prediction. I have the Astros winning this series in 6 games. And I think, honestly, the Astros can win it in 5 games. The Astros win their 3rd ever American League pennant in the history of their franchise in 6 games. I believe that 5 games, can happen. The Red Sox pitching isn't amazing, although they have been much better this postseason. Talking about Nathan Eovaldi, the bullpen isn't, that dangerous. And I think our offense should be able to eat this series, even without Lance, Fraumber, Luis, Jose Urquidy, they're all capable. Zach Greinke is more than capable. I think every game is going to be very, very high scoring, but the Astros are the better offense, and the Astros have slightly better, pitching. Without Lance, it's probably comparable. We have the home field. And then the Red Sox having 3 days off, does that cool off their offense a little bit? I think it might do that. Game 1 is a really good chance for the Astros to take a game. Boston this season had a 4.26 ERA this regular season pitching-wise, which was 15th in baseball, compared to the Chicago White Sox, who are 5th with a 3.73 ERA, and we smoke them too, so imagine what we can do here. But it all comes down to postseason form, which is different. It's based on the limited playing time,